Nirvana, a band name we all at this point in time should know. One of the most famous bands of the late 80s and early 90s, formed in 1987 by the late Kurt Cobain, and would go on to be one of the most famous bands in the United States, only ending their rising status when Kurt tragically took his own life. But during their time, there was a piece of media being passed along by Nirvana fans for a long time before it made its way on the internet. Something that actually outdates the band by at least 3 years. A horror movie made by Kurt Cobain when he was 17. This isn't nearly as dark or as disturbing as the others I have in this series, simply because this is an amateur movie project done by a 17-year-old Kurt Cobain. But I wanted to add this in here because 1, it fits the criteria of found media, and 2, it's a weird look into Kurt's mind, and a dark look at that. A lot of the things shown are shot in an almost nightmare fashion. Not much, to me at least, makes a lot of sense outside of an overall horror feel. It's mainly comprised of shots of Kurt and Chris Novoselic messing around with different horror tropes and special effects, throwing stuff at a wall, if you will. The opening of the 6-minute film is of a man performing a satanic ritual, followed by a copious amount of drugs being consumed. Then it cuts to seemingly random acts of violence committed with no real reason behind it, except for a couple of interesting scenes. A lot of the shots comprised of fake animal abuse, random murders, and a lot of bloody shots. But 2 of the shots in particular stand out to me. In one of the scenes it cuts to is Kurt Cobain stabbing himself repeatedly. Another shows Kurt shooting and killing a doppelganger of himself, all of which unfortunately I can't really show here even though it's fictionalized. But it shows he was troubled, even before he inevitably passed away. There isn't any words spoken during the runtime, as the film from what I could tell was completely silent, with the song added over after the fact by the archivist. The film itself was shot on a Super 8, and is still sought after by Nirvana enthusiasts, but it wouldn't be uploaded and archived until 2013, when the YouTube channel Kermageddon Nirvana found a copy, and then proceeded to upload it to YouTube, in which you yourself can watch the film if you so wish, fully uncensored, only additive being that there is music on top of it. It is strange and it is out there and it is just an art piece, but it still does show you he was suffering even before he took himself out.